Hey everybody out there, my name is Dragnix and I'm a gaming critic channel. The purpose of this video is simple, to tell you about the channel and why you should support its existence in a sea of let's plays, undetailed reviews, and overly done hype pieces. I've got 2 years of YouTube under my belt after self-funding the start of this channel. But now, I need your help to keep bringing you great coverage on games that you may never have heard of, or new perspectives on games that you've come to love or hate. So, what's the YouTube channel about? Well, there's 3 main focuses that the channel looks at. First of all, critical gaming reviews. That's about 70% of the content on this channel, and it ranges from AAA titles such as Hyrule Warriors, down to the indie games that you've never heard of, games like Valhalla. And I'm not talking 5-minute IGN type reviews that barely give you any information. I'm talking about in-depth detail about battle systems, story elements, and even the technical execution of a game in question. Due to the detail of the reviews, many of them hit around 30 minutes, which are sectioned off in appropriate categories for those looking for one element of the information, such as gameplay. And no, I don't just throw random footage in the background. I take my time to match the script that I write to the footage on screen, usually having clips ranging from 10 seconds to 2 minutes. The clips are chosen to highlight what I'm talking about, with appropriate editing and transitional work, of course. There's no one focus genre-wise, as I'll hit anything from a long dungeon-crawling RPG that takes 170 hours to get my final opinion, to a more classic story-based game that relies entirely on its story's execution. I focus on PC and PS4 releases, but will also cover Wii U and other consoles from time to time. On the screen are some examples of some of my best work, with links to those reviews, of course. Specifically, my reviewing style has one goal: to match specific games with you. My review system is designed with score enhancers and dehancers based on particular traits as you as a gamer. The main score is a buyability score aimed at objectivity, but the enhancers are where more subjective parts come into play. There's the simple elements like loving and hating fan service, of course, but I attempt to match your gameplay and other attributes as well, like matching completionists and speedrunners to their perfect games. Second of all, I look at games and break them down at a game design level. The best videos on my channel, in my opinion, are when I break down a particular mechanic and explain why or why it doesn't work. Whether it be the set piece syndrome of Resident Evil Revelations 2, where the game forgot about the effect of normal gameplay to go for that killer ooh and ah moment, or how you can make grinding work in a modern day RPG. It's the most requested of all my video types, and if I get funded reasonably, I can definitely do more of them going forward. Third, I talk about issues in the tech and gaming world from an objective standpoint. My Overwatch Fridays have me breaking down issues, not for the purposes of exploiting them for views, but to actually discuss the issue rationally. I'm know the know. I do my best to look at both sides, present the arguments, and why things may not seem what they are on the surface, like a real reporter would, all while putting actual reasonable gameplay to watch in the background, not just what I have lying around. So, okay, you know what the channel's about, but why support this channel? Why am I not just another Patreon beggar looking for his payday? Because unlike those beggars, I regularly deliver. I've been doing this self-finance for 2 years now after putting a bunch of money away, and I've amassed a library of reviews and videos. While the money I put away has dwindled away, and I turn to this to keep it going, I hope that the following stats back up the fact that I'm not a channel that's going to let your donation go to waste. I deliver 2 to 4 quality videos a week, with very, very rare exceptions. I work hard to bring good coverage, because frankly, a lot of games deserve that close look at it. Look at the body of work that I've done, and the stats. I waited as long as I could before making this video, to show how dedicated I was to this industry. Basically, I look at it like this. A $5 donation every month for a year is the equivalent of foregoing one AAA game a year in today's gaming environment. at least on launch. Now, that sounds like a big investment. However, in the span of that 1 year, I'm confident of the fact that my reviews will either save you enough money during that year for the donation you made, or find enough of a return on investment for those games that you would have never considered until you watched a review of mine on a specific game. Again, I point to the quality of my work and the feedback I have gotten from those who have found fantastic games based on my reviews, or avoided ones they would have hated. So okay, what happens if a minimal level of funding isn't met for this channel, aka enough of a salary for me to make a living off of? Because hey, if I am going to do this full time, I do have to eat, even if I keep all my expenses down to bare minimums to keep this going. Simple. I cancel the Patreon and don't produce as much content because I can't do it full time. Again, right now, I'm working 7 days a week on this content. I go out and try to give you everything I have in terms of coverage. But if I had to get a full-time 40-hour-a-week job, the videos will drop from 2 to 4 videos a week to 2 videos a month. If that. I've made a bunch of personal sacrifices in order to bring you guys that much detailed content on a regular basis. And one thing I won't do is drop the quality of the content that I'm bringing you to keep the quantity of videos up. The games that I cover deserve a lot better than some of the coverage I see on YouTube and on gaming sites nowadays, barely breaking past the surface of the game or even attempting to look at a game in a different light to find its strengths. I'm not your stereotypical gaming YouTuber. I have a high sense of moral values, and I make sure that you guys know everything that's going on. I always disclose if I have review copies, for example, and I make sure to call out those in the community that are trying to fool their viewer base, people such as Pro Syndicate. I know it's hard to believe that I won't sell out, but again, I point to the fact that I've self-financed this for 2 years. I could have done it a long time ago, but I didn't. I want to fight for the gaming industry that I love, that has been exploited so badly by certain horrible actors within its own community. Because games have helped me in so many ways, and I want others to find a game such as Danganronpa 2, such as Chrono Trigger, to help them understand themselves and have a bunch of fun along the way. Eventually, I would love to have the influence to help point out issues in the gaming world and how we can go about helping them, such as the horrible conditions of some gaming studios, down to the censorship and fear that's created thanks to political correctness. So, if you think that this channel is worth your time and your hard-earned money, I'd ask for you to look at the Patreon page at the link here. If you're not convinced, then take a look at some of the other work that I've done, and see if what I've said in this video does ring true. Hell, if you're unable to support the channel financially, maybe share this with friends and see if they find the channel useful. And if you don't want to support, that's fine, and I hope you find the content that I create useful if you decide to stick around. But I love this field, and I love bringing games to people that never would have considered them. And I hope you find that idea worthy of your time and your support. Anyway, thanks for watching, and as always, keep on gaming.